welcome back to the hit show Combo Move. I am a host named Micah.
I'm a host who coincidentally is named Josh.
And I don't think we ever talked to this guy.
We didn't.
See what was going on here.
Nah. Look at him guzzling.
They be guzzling the sparkling water. I had sparkling grape the other day.
Like just a really shiny grape, or
No, like a non-alcoholic champagne kind of deal.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Was there a
it's
special
probably the
occasion?
closest you could get to alcoholic without having alcohol in it.
Yeah.
No. Oh, well, it was after a class. The department head bought some and was like, here. I was like, pour it up.
Look, end of a class, perfect time for celebration.
Yeah, it was my cooking lab too. And we just served like 110 people.
Oh. What
Yeah.
class do you take where you get served the food from that?
That is not a class. It's actually open to the public.
Huh.
Yeah.
Weird.
There's two classes involved. I'm a hospitality major. That's my degree. My major is food and beverage management.
Covering all the parts of the meal.
Yeah. By the way, can I do this volleyball now?
I don't know if you can like ground pound in that sand or if that's like a post guzzler thing.
I might have to kill the guzzler.
Yeah, I think you might have to. That's fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's two classes involved in this operation. There's like a food prep class, and then there's a guest service class.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine the food prep class does the cooking, and the guest service class does the serving.
That would make sense, yeah.
Right. But right now we're doing like drive-through because, you know, COVID.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it this time. You ready?
Yeah, good.
Can I just
Yep.
not hold a direction?
Yep.
That was so much easier.
Yeah.
I didn't even do anything.
Yeah. Bro strats, dude.
I'm the best. Yeah.
I'm the best around.
So since last recording, Josh and I both picked up Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
I can't believe you'd out me like that.
What?
I can't believe you'd out me. Like, look, I was trying to
I
keep
didn't
it on
mean
the
to out
DL. Like, I just, you know.
Sorry.
It's embarrassing.
I picked up Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Fine, you caught me. I also picked up Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Really
And
pulling my legs here.
that's been totally fun. Josh is working on completing Super Mario 64.
Yeah.
And I finished up Sunshine with 120 shines.
Yeah, you tore through that.
Admittedly, I love Sunshine. And they changed the camera controls, since in the original the horizontal axis was inverted. So consequently, I changed my camera controls back now that I'm used to that on Odyssey. What's over here?
Nothing.
Can I not do anything? Oh, I can go in.
A fun surprise for you is that they also did that for Mario 64. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
So, just all kinds of fun for you.
Also, Mario 64, they upgraded to 60 FPS, and then Sunshine they kept at 30, and I assume that's because of latency problems.
Could be.
Like, there's already a bit of lag with Sunshine currently. So I would assume, like, they tried to make it 60 FPS, and it was like, this is laggy.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, too, those animations weren't done in 60 FPS.
Mm-hmm.
So they wouldn't look good.
No, I bet not.
Like, hello, animator here. Animated. Hello.
Hello, animator.
For context, is a whole game thing in like recent years is all about FPS. Like, it's got all these Fs per S. animation in film and television has 24 frames per second. And most of that, traditionally, but that I think is still true for film.
Yeah, I think so. Because that's more cinematic.
Correct. And a lot of that for animation is on 2s, which means that, like, if something is on 1s, it means that, like, a new drawing happens every frame. If something is on 2s, a new drawing happens every 2 frames. A majority of animation is done on 2s, because you don't need to do it on 1s. It's just, like, doubling the effort, usually for no real benefit. So, the whole obsession, from an animation standpoint, the whole obsession with gamers about frames per second in games makes no sense.
I think it's more of a competitive concern, based on like reaction times. Because, you know, people who do professional esports care about that kind of stuff. I like it in video games just because things are smoother, and to me it just looks better. But I'm not crazy about that yet.
The thing is with animation though is you don't need more frames to have smoother animation.
Okay.
Like, the smoothness of animation is based on the animation itself, not the number of frames. Because you can add more frames. Like, you've seen the, like, Future Josh put this on the screen. I assume you've seen this, Micah, of the footage. Someone took Furry Bowser's model from 3D World and made him dance in like 60 FPS. Or maybe it's like 120 FPS. It just...
I love 120 FPS.
It's horrifying to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because the number of frames doesn't matter. It's like, it's the animation itself. Wow, look at you.
I'm the best.
You are the best. And that's something that doesn't come across because you don't usually hear about like the art and animation aspect to video games. Like, you can have incredibly smooth animation with 24 frames. Like, hell, dude, one of the smoothest looking handhelds I've ever played was Link Between Worlds, and that's at 30. Like, you don't even need 30. Like, 30 is the standard for games and like video on the internet for some reason. And now we're bumping it to 60 again for some reason. But you can have a gorgeous looking game with gorgeous animation at 30 FPS. Like, it all comes down to your animators, not the frame rate.
Yeah.
Like, if it's
especially with stylized, more cartoony type games,
you can do without that stylization too. It works for realism.
Yeah.
People just, I don't know. I will, artistically in games, I don't think there's any reason to go above 30 FPS. Like, I genuinely don't think it matters.
To most people, it's not a big deal, but as someone who uses like a high refresh rate screen on the regular, I can tell the difference.
Yeah, but even that I don't understand. And from what I have heard, that's more about the refresh rate than it is the frame rate.
Yes, you'd be correct.
So that again has nothing to do with the game, but just
how do I get out of this?
The left trigger, I think.
Oh, I was like, I'm stuck.
I'm locked in periscope mode. Yeah, like, and that's only about hardware. That isn't, as far as I know, the change in like a monitor's or TV's refresh rate doesn't affect the game development at all.
Oh no, not at all.
So I just don't understand. It's part of the whole movement, I think, of gamers really caring about specs. I'm gonna burp, hang on.
Yeah, specs do not matter as much as people want it to.
They don't, which, like, it's weird with, like, looking, you know, about a month and a half in the future, or 2 months in the future, when, actually, when this airs, this is gonna be, like, middle of October. So, we're looking ahead, like, towards next month. You know, PS5 and Xbox Sex are coming out.
Yeah.
And
Pokemon Master Sex.
yep. And we're looking ahead at those. And Microsoft's whole thing for years has been hardware. Like nothing but hardware. Sony's had a weird split between hardware and software. But Microsoft has, with the Xbox for years, has always been about the best hardware possible. And now, like, this generation of consoles seems to be all about pushing hardware. The Switch took a fun route with it and did the handheld, you know, home console like duo, which was hugely successful.
Worked pretty dang well.
It did, and I'm still shocked that Sony nor Microsoft didn't copy. I'm just baffled.
Yeah. Did I go in that pipe yet?
No, I don't think so.
We're gonna check it out.
Okay. But now that this generation is all about hardware, you'd expect Microsoft to like do something with it.
Yeah.
But, you know, the hardware doesn't amount to anything because we're at a point where like to really get the most of the new hardware, you need to buy other technology. Like, could I buy a PS5? Sure. But like I would need a better TV than the one I have to really actually get use out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And most...
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Most people can't even use the fancy ray tracing 8K whatever.
Yeah.
And they are doing 120 FPS, right? Or support for that?
I think so, yeah.
Right, which most people won't be able to see or take advantage of.
Yeah. I don't get it. And I hope that, like, part of me kind of hopes PlayStation has already shown off that they have... Oh, I got to finish my point about Microsoft. They haven't done anything with the hardware now that they have it. They have a perfect excuse to emphasize hardware and technical capability for no other reason other than that's what people are doing right now.
Yeah.
But none of the footage they've shown of games, of like their own studios, has like looked good. This is a very lukewarm take, but people have looked at the footage for like the next Halo game and it just, you know, it looks very blah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem to be taking advantage of any of this, like, huge top-tier hardware. And it's weird. Because why have it if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, like, why should it?
Yeah. And so that's weird. So that's my Microsoft point. I was going to say, so Sony has shown off that they have a bunch of great games coming down the pipeline, as usual. Sony's got great stuff lined up. But... I don't... And while a lot of it looks gorgeous, like, it doesn't necessarily need to have all this hardware behind it. And I'm just sitting here, like, part of me kind of hopes that the PS5 and Xbox X just flop tremendously.
Probably, I mean, I get that. You want people to realize specs aren't as important as they want them to be. I mean, which we've already seen, because I'm a bit of a spec person, but also I don't play games on anything else except for my Switch, which is hardware-wise, it's completely inferior to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like way better than everything else in my opinion, just because of the experience.
Mm-hmm. The fact that pre-orders for both consoles have already sold out like everywhere and it's impossible to get one is an indicator that, you know, they're not going to flop.
No, absolutely not.
Not initially. But I wonder, like,
Bro.
I don't know, maybe like release day will actually come and no one will go out and get them. Like maybe it'll be a flop anyway. I just want, like, it's just so much money. And what we get from it is so not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comparatively.
Where are the Goombas? The Goombers. Oh, here's some Goombers.
Yeah, you gotta... Yeah, you gotta... Oh, yeah, speaking of, did you... Oh. Did you see what happened when the Xbox Series X went up for pre-order?
No, what happened?
Xbox One sales on Amazon shot up like 747%.
Is it because the price went down?
Nope.
Why is that?
The working theory is that because Xbox is awful at naming anything they own, people bought it. Yep.
I'm sorry about that waveform, by the way, but like
It'll get equalized, it's fine.
people seriously bought the last gen console because the names are so similar.
Correct.
That is insane.
I mean,
I did not hear about that.
yeah, it was. I just feel awful not for Microsoft. They should have known better. Someone should
for the
have said the names
disappointment
out
that's
loud.
about to come.
Yeah. And also for all the people at Amazon, they're gonna have to deal with those angry people doing returns.
And the poor parents and grandparents that are about to
Yep.
experience the wrath of their children and grandchildren.
Yep.
And it's like arguably not their fault.
Yeah. I mean, people have been comparing it to the Wii U fiasco, where it came out and no one really knew, like, how to work it, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, anyone who wasn't like into the gaming scene thought it was like an attachment for the Wii, which it was not.
Oh.
Yeah, which was a huge problem with the Wii U launch. That's like one of the reasons the Wii U flopped so horribly commercially.
Yeah. What's up, dude?
It was just, it's so baffling to me that they just didn't, like, name it literally anything else. Because the whole name is the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm. And S.
And yes, and the Xbox Series
Which is
S.
already a naming convention. The only difference is putting series in there.
Correct, because then there's also the Xbox One X and the Xbox One S, which is why the purchase rate went up like 700%. Because I don't know. Like, I wonder if anybody even said it out loud. You know?
Yeah. I feel that.
The other thing is, too, I was watching, have you ever seen Punchy before? Do any, like, GDQ runs or anything?
No, I'm familiar with the name, though, and you've mentioned watching Punchy streams.
Yeah, so Punchy is, this, British streamer who does a lot of Silent Hill runs and some other stuff. He's got this very, like, weird, it's not even, like, weird. He's kind, like, he would be an asshole, I think, if he meant things to hurt.
Yeah.
Like, it's, I don't know, it's just super interesting. But that's not the point. The point is that I was watching one of his streams the other night, and he brought up the fact that, like, the Xbox Series X is just very easily abbreviated to Xbox Sex. So that's just what people are doing. That's what I'm gonna do now, because that's hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, just another reason of, like, Microsoft. What people sat down in the boardroom and, like, decided on this? I'm so confused. So confused.
Gamers.
That's the thing.
Did I go on this rocket already? My next
No.
question.
No, you did not.
Okay. I'm going. I can literally hold any button to launch, and it tells me to press B.
Yeah. They just really want to test you, test your mettle. It's fine.
They want to know if I'm a leader or a follower.
They want to know if you're elite.
Yo, that's so elite, dude.
That's pretty elite. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Action's funky, dude.
Ooh.
Fun.
Funky.
Funky.
That's a funky monkey. Ah, monkey.
It's a monkey's paw situation. CJ? Monkey's paw.
I need to rewatch Adventure Time.
It's all on Hulu, dude. It's so worth it. I forget if I mentioned it in recording or not, but I definitely mentioned that I was rewatching it. I finished rewatching it a few days ago, and I cried during the finale.
Yeah.
There are not many things that get me to cry. It takes a lot. But Adventure Time got there. Like, not only was I sad that it was over, but, like, they hit the whole, like, finale without spoiling, like, the plot events. The tone of the finale and kind of like the tone of Adventure Time in general, like the thesis of it is like, this is the adventure, and like there will always be more, and they're like, and they won't always involve you. But like the time is over now, and like as someone who moved around a bunch and has seen a lot of like chapters in his life come to an end, it was super cool to see and super emotional for me to relive again.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, you found it.
Good show.
Real good show. Big fan of it.
Whee! Oh, green!
Now that you've got the sunken treasure in the Cloud Sea, it's time for next time on Combo Move.
Next time. Damn, that scared me.